120 Piedmont Avenue, the owner of a property, and BHOM Student Living, the management company for the mix. What happened on the night that Deasia was killed is what happens all the time over there. There was a large party, an unruly party. We have reports of people having weapons, that a disturbance involving these groups happened at that complex. There were no security cops, there were no police officers, and they were just thrown out of the building into the street, and they mixed with the huge group that was already at the racetrack. A dispute happened. As usual, a shooting occurred, and Deasia, who was an innocent bystander, was shot and killed. No accountability. That's been the common thread at many gas stations in our city, at many apartment complexes in our city. And the reason that this keeps happening again and again and again is money. Companies putting profit over protecting their people, over protecting their patrons. That's what it is. It's very easy to hire off-duty APD to work at your gas station, to work at your apartment complex. It's very easy to hire private security, but you don't have the incentive to do it until you get sued. That's what lawsuits are. They hold companies accountable. And we saw, as we all did, that racetrack closed. And a statement from their own CEO admitting that they've known about the crime that has been happening at this property, admitting that their patrons weren't safe and closed down. But it's too late to run away from what happened at that property. You don't close your doors and avoid justice. You will be held accountable for not protecting all of the people that patronize racetrack and make you all the money that you make. We're holding them accountable. I want you to briefly hear from a grieving mother who will tell you about the loss to this family.
It was shocking to get a call saying my only child has been shot, laying down in the bed with her daughter. Now I got to raise her by myself with the help of family and friends, all because people want to use their gun. It's just a whole lot that we're going through, and it really hurt my family, her friends, everybody, her baby. She wake up calling her mom. It really hurts, and justice needs to be served. It really does.
So we're going to see this tragedy again and again. You'll probably be covering this story again tomorrow at a different location if something isn't done. It's very easy to hire off-duty officers to protect your property if you know about crime. This was not the first one. Every news channel in this state has covered the multiple murders that have happened at the racetrack, the multiple robberies, and nothing was done. Nothing at all. And now we're here dealing with this tragedy. Brief questions.
Can you describe the night of the incident, where Deasia was and when the shooting happened?
Yeah, the complaint lays out a lot of the facts of the case. Deasia had patronized racetrack, was in there shopping. They were actually controlling how many people came in and out of the store, which shows you that they were actively aware of the massive crowd that was out there, but yet no police officers were called. Nothing was done with the people that were brandishing weapons on the property before the shooting, and nothing was done. And as Deasia was walking right outside the property, she was shot and killed. There's evidence of the individuals actually having weapons on the property, and it was avoidable. As we all know, most of the time crime happens where criminals feel comfortable, where you know you won't get caught, where you know that no one's going to call the police. And as we've seen at Club Racetrack, it always happens. Many people just get caught in the back-to-back traffic that happens over there at night because they're drag racing and they're partying in the parking lot. And it leads to situations like this.
Chris, can you talk a little bit about, I see the response from Racetrack, but the response at all from, was it the Mix apartment complex, the management company? Have you heard from them?
We have not heard from them. We were happy to see the statement from the CEO, and we hope that that statement follows with accepting responsibility for what happened to Deasia, and that we don't have to drag this out in court.
I have a question for Deasia's mother, if you don't mind coming to the podium. Can you first say and spell your full name first when you start to speak, but can you tell us a little bit about Deasia and where she was in her life at that moment, that night?
You said
Say and spell your full name for us. And then-
Allison, Alison. Tough,
Allison, you said?
Allison.
Okay.
Tough, Tuff. Well, she was going to try to go to law school, to go to college to be a lawyer this spring. And the night of the shooting, she had just went to a friend's to a party, a Halloween party. She was out. I got her dressed. As usual, we always say, I love you, be safe. See you when you get home. But that particular night, I got a phone call saying she had been shot and I needed to get to the hospital. She was an outgoing person, loved to dance, loved to TikTok. She loved her baby. She just was an outgoing, happy person, never mad, you know, but she'll tell you how it is. She was a good spirit, and I lost my only child to stupidity, and it just really hurt.
And speaking of stupidity, can you tell me what went through your mind, and Chris, you can talk about this as well, when you saw the video of the actual shooting and seeing these guys running with guns, what goes through your mind as a mother?
I actually didn't see the video. My family didn't want me to see it because they knew how close me and her was, and they didn't want me to, you know. So I actually haven't seen the video.
Chris, can you talk to the video?
Yeah, I mean, as I stated, it shows how criminals get comfortable when there's no one watching them. Literally, if there would have been security to control this massive crowd, or even just police presence at the racetrack, this wouldn't have happened. If the mix would have called security or gotten police officers involved when all the disturbances were happening, this wouldn't have happened. It's a domino effect. And what we're seeing now is a company doing what they do to all of us all the time, running away. Closing the doors is not enough. Changing laws to prevent lawsuits like this so that you can't be held accountable is another method that companies use to try and prevent children like this from getting justice. But it's fine. We'll fight, and we'll see racetrack in court. Thank y'all.
What is your lawsuit asking for? What damages?
That hasn't been decided yet. The jury will decide. Thank y'all.